DZY giving you the newest incrediblest dispatch for tonight.
Good evening, Philippines. You are watching DZYY News. This is Priska Jade Anghilitod, your news anchors for tonight. Let us have a glance at the news headline first.
Good evening, Philippines. Here are the news headlines. Chapter 15 Rizal's second sojourn in Paris and the Universal Expositions of 1889. Paris in the spring of 1889 was bursting with gaiety and excitement because of the Universal Exposition. Difficulty of finding quarters. Published Morga's successor. Founded 3 Filipino societies and lastly wrote por telefono. Now let's talk about the Rizal's difficulty of finding quarters. On March 1889, it was extremely difficult for a visitor to find living quarters in Paris Universal Exposition of 1889 was scheduled to open on May 6, 1889. The cost of living was high because of the French landlords who are taking advantage for the upcoming event. For a short time, Rizal lived in a house of his friend Valentin Ventura at number 45 Mabuegue. He transferred his residence several times. Finally, he lived in a little room together with Capitan Justo Trinidad, a former governor of Santa Ana, Manila, and Jose Albert, a young student from Manila and a refuge from Spanish tyranny. Life in Paris. He used most of his time in the reading room of the Bibliothèque Nationale or National Library, checking up his historical annotation on Morga's book, writing letters to his family and friends, in the gymnasium for his daily physical exercises. In spare hours, Rizal used to dine at the homes of the Taveras, the Venturas, the Bostids, and Lunas. On June 24, 1889, a baby girl was born to Juan Luna and Paz Pado de Taveras was their second child, and the first was a boy named Andrews whose pet name was Luling. Rizal was her baptismal godfather who chose her name Maria de la Paz, Blanca, Lorena, Hermenegilda Juan Luna y Pardo de Tavera. This is Ray Marino reporting.
Rizal in Paris Exposition of 1889. Here's Nelias for more details.
The greatest attraction of this exposition was the Eiffel Tower, 984 feet high. Eiffel celebrated French engineer. One of the features of the exposition was the international competition. Felix R. Hidalgo's paintings of Juan Luna and Felix Parado de Tavera each obtained the third prize, while Rizal's entry got no prize. March 19, 1889, the day Rizal arrived in Paris, he organized his compatriots into a society called Kidlat. Club among the members were Antonio and Juan Luna, Gregorio Aguilera, Fernando Canon, Laro de Mayuga, Yuri Ilarante, Guillermo Pauta, and Baldomero Rojas. Its aim was to bring together the young Filipino in the French capital so that they could enjoy their sojourn in Paris. Kidlat in Tagalog means lightning, and for the same reason, this club will last only during the exposition. It will disappear also like lightning. Letter dated March 19, 1889 to Blumerd. This is Nelias reporting.
Now, let's have Rimolano Kent for more details.
Good morning, Philippines. Here are more details. Rizal was enchanted by the dignified and proud bearing of American Indians, whose red skin and roundly riding their sturdy ponies, elegantly dressed in their native attire and wearing their feather and paints. Thus was born in India's bravos. It replaced the Kidlat Club. It means member pledged to excel in intellectual and physical prowess. They protect the use of the sword and pistol. Rizal taught them judo and Asian art of self-defense that was learned in Japan. RDML Society. Many biographers of Rizal did not mention the RDML Society of the numerous letters written by Rizal and his fellow propagandists. Only two mention the secret society. Rizal letter Jose Maria Paris, September 21, 1889. Paris letter to Marcelo H. del Pilar, Paris, November 4, 1889. According to Dr. Leonardo Lopez Rizal, grandnephew of hero, the society has symbol or counterine represented by a circle divided into three parts by two semicircles having in the center the letter land B, meaning Indio Bravos, and the letter RDML placed outside and upper, lower, left, and right side of circles. The, the letter RDML are believed to be the initial of the society's secret name, Redemption de los Malayos, or Redemption of the Malays. Only few of the Rizal trusted friends became member of the society named Gregorio A. Gilera, Jose Mabasa, Julio Lorente, Marcelo H. del Pilar, Mariano Ponce, Baldomero Rojas, and Father Jose Machanco. Filipino priests. The aim of the society, as stated by Rizal, was the propagation of all useful knowledge, scientific and artistic, literary, etc. in the Philippines. This is Romulano Kent reporting.
Don't change your channel, we'll be right back for a few moments for more details.
Kapag naging close daw kayo ng isang tao, magiging magkamukha kayo.
Hindi totoo yan.
Palagay mo?
Hi, Kuya!
Hi, Tin. Sarap ng ulam niyo ngayon, ah.
Thank you!
Ikaw, Neil, naniniwala ka ba na kapag araw-araw nagkikita, nagiging magkamukha?
Parang di naman.
Sabi sa iyo Hindi sana kamukha na natin si Nin.
Sige, sir. May delivery pa ako.
Okay, bukas ulit.
Brownie.
Now, we're back. You're still watching the DZYY News TV. Philippines, we are now going to Chapter 16, Belgian, Brussels, 1890. Here's Janica Montesilio for the details.
Good day, everyone. Here's the details. On January 18, 1890, Rizal left Paris for Brussels, capital of Belgium. Two reasons impelled Rizal, namely, 1. The cost of living in Paris was very high because of the Universal Exposition. Second, the gay social life of the city hampered his literary works, especially the writing of his second novel, El Filibusterismo. Rizal's friends were of to believe he left because he was running away from a girl just as he left London. Now, let's have Priska for more details about Rizal's life Brussels.
Thank you, Janica. So this is the details about Rizal's life in Brazil. So Rizal was accompanied by Jose Albert Brussels. They live in the modest boarding house on 38 Rue Philippe Champagne. Rizal was busy writing his second novel, which is the El Filibusterismo, which was a contribution of the Nole Me Tangere. Aside from writing its chapter, he wrote articles for La Solidaridad and letters for his family and friends. So the articles published in La Solidaridad are the A la Defensa or To la Defensa, was published on April 30, 1889. And the second one is La Verdad para Todos or The Truth for All. It was published also on May 31, 1889. The third one is Vicente Barantes or Teatro Tagalog, published on June 15, 1889. The fourth one is Una Profanacion or A Profanation on July 31, 1889. And the fifth one is Verdades Nuevas or New Truths, July 31, 1889. And the sixth one is Crueldad or The Cruelty, was August 15, 1889. And the seventh one is Diferencias or Differences, September 15, 1889. And the Inconsecuencias or Inconsequences, November 30, 1889. The Liento y Risas or Tears and Laughter was published on November 30, 1889. And lastly, the Ingratitudes or Ingratitude was published on January 15, 1890. And this is Kriska reporting.
Don't change your channel, we'll be right back for a few moments for more details.
More fun in the Philippines!
Minsa'y natuwa ang may likha, 7,000 pulo ang ginawa. Mga hiyas na inilatag sa malasot lang dagat. At ang bayan niyang pinili, nasa dulo ng bahaghari. Kaya't 1,000 kulay nangakit kumakaway. Piliin mo rin ang Pilipinas, pakulo ang kwintas ng perlas. Piliin mo, yakapin mo, kayamanan niyang likas. Piliin mo ang Pilipinas.
Now we're back and you're still watching DZYY News TV. Here's Ivan Calorian for the details of the orthography of Tagalog language.
So, thank you, Kreska. Good morning, Philippines. Hope you are doing good. So, here's the details. In spite of his European education and his knowledge of foreign languages, Rizal loved his own native language. He was the first of advocate the Filipinization of the orthography. For instance, the Tagalog K and W should be used instead of the Spanish Kando, adapted the Filipinized Tagalog orthography. In his Tagalog translation of Schiller's Will Tell and Anderson's Fairy Tales, Sobre la Nueva Ortografía de la Lengua Tagala, or the New Orthography of the Tagalog Language, April 15, 1890. El Sanscrito in la Lengua Tagala, or the Sanskrit in the Tagalog language, in 1884. Then Rizal criticizes Madrid for Filipinos for grumbling. Then in Brazil, Rizal received news from the Lona Valenta Ventura that the Filipinos in Spain were destroying the good name of their nation by gambling too much. So according to Rizal, he wrote M.H. del Pilar on May 28, 1890 to remind Filipinos in Madrid that they not come to Europe to gamble but to work for their fatherland's freedom. Bad news from home. The management of Dominican continually raised the land rents until such time that the Rizal father refused to pay his rent. So other tenants inspired by Don Francisco Courage also refused to pay unreasonable rents. So the Dominican ordered a file sought in court to dispose the Rizal family of their lands in Calamba. So presentiment of debt, In his moment of despair, Rizal had bad dreams during the nights. Brazos, when he was restless because he was always thinking about his unhappy life in Calamba. This morbid presentiment of early death was reviewed by him to MH Del Pilar in a letter from Brussels dated June 11, 1890. So as follows, Presken Troy Geyer for the details of Rizal's preparation to go home. Again, this is Calaria Nariban reporting.
My name is Trorbons Bigayer and good day Philippines, hope you're doing good. Here's the details of Rizal's preparation to go home. In the face of suffering which afflicted his family, Rizal plans to go home. He would not stay in Brazil writing a book while parents and relatives in the distant Philippines were persecuted. Upon hearing that Graciano Lopez Sina was going to Cuba, he wrote to once on July 9, 1890, opposing Graciano's plan of action. We have only once to die, and if we don't die well, we lose the opportunity which will not again be represented to us. Again, this is Trorbons Bigayer reporting.
Don't change your channel, we'll be right back for a few moments for more details.
Biyak na buko, ang sarap nito. Nesfruta buko, why not?
Coconut.
Buko masarap, made with real fruit juice. Nesfruta buko, why not? Coconut. Buko masustansya, rich in vitamin C. Nesfruta buko, why not? Coconut.
Now we're back here in DZYY News TV.
Good day everyone, I hope you're doing good all. This is the details decision to go Madrid. Rizal's friends were horrified his plan to return to the Philippines. They warned him of the danger that awaited him at home. Rizal ignored the dire warning of his friend. No threat or danger could change his plan. However, something happened that changed his plan. A letter from Pusiano which is related about the lost case against the Dominicians in Manila, appealed it to the Supreme Court in Spain, and lawyer was needed. He is going to Madrid in order to supervise the handling of the case. To my news, it was against the backgrounds of mental anguish Brazil's during those sad days when he was worried by family disaster that he wrote his pathetic poem, Amay Tumay Mue. This poem lacked the accessibility of the Filipino flower of Hindenburg and is less polished than to the Filipino youth, but it is passionate and feelings. Romance with the Petit Jacobi, two things brought measure of cheer to Rizal as he prepared for his trip to Madrid. First, the summertime of Belgium, which was celebrated in carnival style romance with Petit Jacobi, necessities of his landladies. Second, Rizal being charming and dignity gentleman causes Petit Susan to be attracted to him. He was lonely in a strange country and Leonor Rivera was so far away. Natural being a normal young man in found certain bliss in the company of pretty Belgian girl. Again, this is Eder Narciso reporting. Back to you, Kriska and Janica.
Thank you, Eder, for the details. That was the news of truth, accuracy from our News Republic team. We are hoping you have a great day ahead.
So, those were the top stories about Rizal. So, you can now contact us through the number flash on your screen and share your feedback and make us aware of the hot topics you have.